Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Christy, spelled with an E, and today I'm going to be making my famous egg bake. Famous only to a few people because, I have never made it for a party or anything like that. But we enjoy it, and it is a fairly cheap keto meal. This is not carnivore, there are vegetables involved. So if you are strict carnivore, this might not be the recipe for you, but if you are ketovore or keto, then this will be perfect, especially if you like eggs. And yes, I am wearing my cute little kitty slippers because it's cold, but I want it to look nice, so you get the nice and the slippers. I'm going to get started with ground sausage that I got from the Keener Family Farms. That's my favorite farm to go to. I love that place. That is the best meat I have ever eaten in my entire life. And I say that without joking. It is fantastic meat, the best. This is a pound of ground sausage. I got it for $6.50, so I'm breaking them down because I'm only going to use half of it. I'm using half a pound of ground sausage, 6 eggs, half a bell pepper, and half of an onion. So that'll goes in there, and I broke it down so that makes it about $9.25 or so per meal. I'll make this twice, so that's a fairly good meal. It would feed 4 people. It feeds us, 2 days because we'll eat it, and then we'll eat tomorrow. We'll have leftovers, and I'm going to get this started in my pan. I got the best cookware for Christmas. I am so excited about this cookware. Let me show you. This is ceramic cookware. It is doesn't have any nasty chemicals. There's no Teflon. There's nothing bad in them, and they work so well. I have used only these. I've gotten rid of my other pans because I was formerly using copper pans. And these are a million times better. You'll see while I'm cooking, nothing sticks to these. Bacon doesn't stick to them. Eggs doesn't stick to them. You can flip eggs with ease. Everything just kind of slides around in there. They are fantastic. But let's go ahead and get the sausage cooking. Of course, when you're using ceramic cookware, you don't want to use any metal spatulas. I have this wonderful silicone spatula. Actually came with the pans. You can see it kind of is matchy, but this is fantastic. I've also gotten rid of all of my plastic cooking utensils because of the icky things that can go into your food from the plastics, all the microplastics and all of that other junk. So I use silicone or wood when I cook now, and I like it a lot better. It's coming along nicely. It smells fantastic. Want to cook it through but not burn it. Because with pork you don't want it to be medium rare or rare. That could be bad. So you want to make sure that, especially with pork, it is cooked through. Now my burgers, my beef burgers, I like those medium rare. I like them when they're still pink, but that's my personal preference. Now that I've cooked my meat, I'm going to turn off my stove. I've got a bowl to put this into, And watch how this just slides out of this pan. I mean, I know its sausage is kind of greasy, but I mean, look at that. Beautiful. I am going to let this cool a little bit before I do anything else. And in the meantime, we'll cut up some veggies. Alrighty. While the ground sausage, or while the sausage is cooling off, I'm going to chop up some veggies. And of course, before we start chopping, get our knife and get our sharpener. Because we always got to make sure that we have a nice sharp knife. Don't want no dull knives. We don't like being dull. Just like my wit. It's got to be sharp. There we go. I have a red bell pepper. Get the sticker off of it there. The red bell peppers are my favorite, red and orange. I prefer those over the other ones. Well, over the green ones anyways. Yellow ones are all right. Orange ones are good. But I'm just gonna chop these up. And I'm going to separate them out because, like I said before, I'm making 2 meals with this. So this will be, I'll put the ones in a bowl for what I'm using today. And then the other ones I'm going to just put in a container for later. And I'm just doing a rough chop on these. I like my veggies larger. I like everything larger. Might think about cutting that part out. Probably not. I leave in all of my weirdness. It's more fun. Get those spines out. Now, if I had my farm, I would just take all these out for the chickens or the goats or the pigs, but the only pig I have is Lucky, and I'm not feeding him any of this. He wouldn't eat it. Well, he might eat it because he's my garbage can. He'll eat basically anything, but I don't think it would be that good for him, so he doesn't get these scraps. But one day I will have aminals that can just eat all these scraps, like chickens, goats, maybe some pigs. I'm not as big on pork as the hubby is. He's the one that likes the pork. I would be fine if I never had pork again, but you tell him that he doesn't get any more bacon, he'll start a riot. So half of this into a bowl for today, and the other half in my container for tomorrow or whenever I make it next. I also have a purple onion. Some may call it a red onion. I think it's purple. And I'm going to do the same thing, just rough chop it, because again, I like big things. Gotta stop making these jokes. I get in trouble. Oh well. Just a rough chop. Don't want any skin on there. I like chicken skin, cooked, fried, but not onion skin. And I normally don't eat onions, but with this, I make an exception. So my normal non-veggie eating, I leave that at the door sometimes. And sometimes I do like veggies. I just don't eat them all the time. there we go. That'll go in the fridge for next time. I do like the taste of these purple onions. Either purple onions or Vidalias. Those are my onions of choice. Of course, growing up, we had the little green scallions that grew in the yard, and I would, pull those up and eat them or just sniff them because they smelled good. Little chives or whatever they were. Smelled like onions to me. I'm going to use 6 eggs and I'm going to separate them. Move my bowls around here a little bit. It's a problem when you have small counter space. But I'm going to put my egg whites in here and my egg yolks in here. I won't put all of my egg whites in here. I do kind of a weird thing. But I'll do some of them. I'm going to do 6 eggs. I'm putting all the egg whites in there. Just most of it. I don't really do measuring or anything when I cook, so I apologize. It's just how I cook. As always, I love my pink Himalayan salt. And I'm going to add a little bit to the egg whites as well, not a whole lot. My pepper. Always like a good amount of pepper. Just a bit of paprika, which is another pepper. And some garlic and herb. Get a spoon out. I'm gonna put my meat right in there. Crap, I did that wrong. I was gonna mix it up first. Oh well. Can't do it right all the time. We'll get all the veggies and the meat in there. And give those a nice mix in with the egg yolks. And those spices. So you can kind of see how that looks. Yummy. I am going to whip these egg whites. I whipped it good. You want fairly stiff peaks, or at least I do. And I'll get a clean spoon, and I'm going to put just a little bit of the egg whites in there, and I'm just going to mix it all up. See how that gets all nice and mixy in there? And now I'm going to add cheese. This is Fiesta blend cheese. I like the different cheeses that are in there. Maybe 2 handfuls of cheese. And get that in there as well. And then more egg white. Areas clouds. And again, like I said, I'm just mixing this all up together. So there's no need to be gentle with these egg whites. That's why I made them so stiff. And I'm just going to pour the rest of that right in there. Plop. Get as much of that out as I can. I know I'm making a lot of noise. And this is what it looks like at the moment. So we've got all of our meat and veggies in there and some cheese in with the eggs. I'm going to grab my butter. Again, I don't need to do this, but it's how I've always done it. Take some butter and just put it in the bottom of my pan. It's not going to stick anyways, but it does add a little bit of buttery flavor in there, which is really nice. I also have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. It's almost ready. And I'm just going to pour this all in my pan. Use my spatula to get any laggy behinders. Want all that goodness in there. Smooth it out just a little bit. Oven is ready. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? I'm going to put this in the oven for about 25 minutes, and I'm going to put cheese on top. I don't start with the cheese on the top when I put it in the oven at first. Otherwise, it's just going to mix all in and it's going to give me a hard crust, and I want melty cheese on top, not burny cheese. So I'm going to put this in the oven, do some dishes, and we'll come back in about 25 minutes. It has been about 24 minutes, not 25 minutes, but I already peeked at it and it's about done, so I'm going to pull it out to add the cheese. I mean, that's awesome. Doesn't that look great? And it is, that is good. I know, I use my fingers. It's okay, I'm the one eating it. Now I just need to be able to open this cheese bag. Ah, there we go, open. Let's sprinkle some cheese on top because we love cheese. That's a good amount of cheese. Back in the oven for just a little bit longer. Oops, and I touched. Ow. Now, doesn't that look fantastic? Remember, hot, don't touch. I have to remind myself. It cuts so well. And watch when I pull it out of here. I made those a little big and a little small. Oh well. Comes right out of the pan. And look at that. Isn't that fantastic? And look, nothing there in the pan doesn't stick, nothing like that. Absolutely fantastic. I always like mine with a little bit of sour cream. Gotta mix it up first. Just a little bit, and yes, I know I'm weird. I'm gonna smear it all over the top. That's just how I like it. Honey, you want sour cream?
No.
He don't like sour cream on it. I do. My fork, I always like a little fork. But let's go ahead and try this. It does have, the eggs do kind of go to the bottom to give it a little bit of a crust, which is really awesome. Not trying to burn my mouth. Veggies are cooked, but still crispy. Really comes out well, and for, breakfast for dinner at $10 for this meal, it's a winner in my book. I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you watched the entire thing, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a great Sunday and getting ready for the week in front of you. And I will catch you all later. Mwah. Toodles.